Welcome to China Horse Business, the one and only podcast focusing on the booming horse market in China, bringing to you by two experts of Chinese equine industry, Zoe King and JJ Wang from Shanghai and Hong Kong, introducing China to the world. Hi JJ, what's up?
Doing good. How about you? How was your weekend?
I just chill with friends and watched the China national games in Xi'an on TV.
Oh, me too. All equestrian competitions are over now. In dressage, the Guangdong team dominated the podium by taking home 2 gold medals for both team and for individuals for Gubing. In eventing, gold medals went to Tibet team and our Olympian Bao Yingfeng won the individual. Jumping is the most competitive discipline. The Shanghai team captured the gold medal, and Liang Ruiji, another Olympian from Tokyo, won these individual gold medals in national game for the second time in a row.
Guangdong and Shanghai teams obviously have the best performance in this highest level competition in China. These results are particularly shining for Shanghai team. They have made tremendous progress in recent years.
In today's China news sessions, let's see the key factors for the success of the Shanghai team. Zoe, you are in Shanghai. What are your insights?
I think the local government support is definitely one of the key factors. As a matter of fact, Shanghai government just released their 14th five-year action plan relating to the development of sport industry. It is estimated that the outcome of sport industry in Shanghai is 178 billion RMB in 2020, and this number will double in 2025. The percentage taken by sport industry in Shanghai GDP will raise from 1.5% in 2020 to 2% in 2025.
For what we directly concerned, equestrian sport is listed just after football, basketball, volleyball, the traditional 3 big bull games, before sailing and car racing as the main discipline supported by Shanghai government. The construction of the Shanghai Just International Equestrian Center is also mentioned as one of the most priority sport venue in the report.
It is very rare for a local government to mention especially the equestrian sport in their action plans.
I think it affirmed once again the determination of the Shanghai government to develop equestrian sports and make them a part of the image of the city.
Definitely, but we must not forget the contribution of the local federation, Shanghai Equestrian Association. Let's get to know it in today's China Club section.
Established in 2003 as a sister federation, Shanghai Equestrian Association is under the supervision of the Sport Bureau of the local government with allocation and funding for day-to-day administration. But what is unique for Shanghai Equestrian Association is that they run a training center that covers as big as 80,000 square meters, including 5,400 square meter competition arena, 3,000 square meter event hall, over 100 boxes in a well-equipped equine clinic. The training center mainly served the Shanghai equestrian team's daily training, but it also open to the public for equestrian activities.
It is one of the few regional associations who run their own venues. To avoid the conflict of interest with local equestrian clubs, Shanghai Equestrian Association is not using its venue to organize regional competitions. But it is definitely the leading regional federation in Yangtze River Delta.
Initiated by Shanghai Equestrian Association and the Regionals Association from Zhejiang, Jiangsu, and Anhui, the Yangtze River Delta Junior and Youth Equestrian Tour was launched this year. In April, the first step was held in Changjing Equestrian Club, collaborating with Just Event, a state-owned sport company, organizer of Global Champion Tour Shanghai.
We introduced Shanghai Changjing Equestrian Club in the very first episode, episode 1, season 1 of our podcast. I also interviewed Alex Zhu, daughter of the owner of the club, a young and talented dressage rider, in the special episode relating to the second National Youth Games. You can go back to the very beginning of our podcast, season 1, to learn more.
Well, Zoe, we interviewed another young and talent rider today in the China story section.
Yes, we have a nice talk with Justin Jiang, polo player and co-founder of JJ Polo International. Let's listen to his China story. Hi, Justin. First thing first, can you tell us how you got involved in this polo industry and Chinese equine industry?
Yeah, so I first got in contact with horses in September 23rd, 2017. This was my first time after growing up. It was a very ordinary day. I think I was sitting at home playing video games or something. And my sister was like, "Oh, today there's a party at some club. It's called Tang, and it has to do with horses." I went to this party, but it wasn't actually a party. It was a tournament at the best polo club in China called Tang Polo Club. So because my sister was only interested in the party, so I couldn't really watch the game myself as well. I just saw the horses and a replay. But the party vibe and atmosphere was absolutely unbelievable. I didn't see anything like it anywhere in my life before. Basically, I think I started a week after I went to that event, and throughout the whole winter, it was super cold, and I had to wear like 2 layers of gloves, and my face was super red after riding. But I think I rode at least minimal 4 times per week, and every time I went to the horse riding clubs, it was at least 4 to 5 hours.
So what are the main objectives of JJ Polo International in your perspective?
Everyone in China can access polo. That's our mission. And in the future, we hope this can extrapolate and radiate to the larger world, to East Asia. And we have 3 cornerstones to make sure we are moving in the right direction. The first is to using our original content that includes interviews, events, polo history, polo culture, the people that are in polo and their lifestyles through our public social media accounts to discover the polo market that we believe truly exists but has not been digged out yet due to the lack of communications and propagation. That's number 1. Number 2 is we organize or facilitate the organization and marketing and distribution of the best polo tournaments and other polo related events to continuously share the magnificence and the charisma and the, I guess, attractiveness of the horse, of the equine industry, of polo and polo culture and polo players. And our last cornerstone is to make sure to build and supply our new horse riders and polo players with the best brand, the best platform, the best educational material, and the best environments to train and grow as a human being, as a student, and as a polo player.
You have briefly talked about your target audience. So can you tell us a little bit more on who are you targeting for? Like what kind of audience are you targeting for?
Our main audience, as in the polo players, I think the best age to start is 13 to 14, all the way up until 22 to 25. Like basically the student age before they enter the labor market or enter the corporate culture, or some second generations, they have a lot of time even after they grow up and become part of the labor force. So we're basically, our market is targeting people who have money, who have time, and who have courage. These are the 3 requirements to become a polo player. Other products are basically targeting at people who have a passion for life. They love life and they want to explore different events, different people, different lifestyles. So we have a mini program, and this is a membership fee upfront. And how much you pay will determine what kind of events you are able to attend. And you also have to pass a selection by our committee. We have, auctions, the Christie's president of China is a polo lover and a good friend, Rebecca Yang. So we have lots of auction events, jewelry, art, perfume, watches, etc.
Okay, great. And Justin, earlier you talked about how polo has an impact on your personal goals, maybe clear change path. But I wonder from your perspective, why polo is so important for China, and what we need to develop polo in China.
The main problem of the development right now is the high cost and capital. Right now, one club requires at least 40 horses for 2 teams to play a tournament. And 40 horses is 8 million RMB to begin with. And there's also the club construction, stable construction, and the employee payment, etc. And the reason horses are very expensive is because they're all from Argentina, Australia. They're imported, which has a training fee and the transport fee. So what we are going to do is we're going to build schools in places that have horses, that have people, that have land. China fulfills all the requirements to become a strong polo country. Horses can be in everyone's life, and everyone, through time, through effort, through better understanding, can come to love horses. So we're going to build like a nonprofit school that will be maybe around 100,000 RMB per year for school fees. We teach the skills, technical skills, and the etiquette that being a pro in countries nearby, like Malaysia, like Philippines, like Korea, like Japan, like Brunei, like Singapore, like Thailand. These people all have polo clubs. How to speak English, how to use things like Word, PPT, Excel, how to compose themselves with their patrons, how to, of course, ride the horse and train the horse nutrition, horse biology, horse training, the basic polo rules. It's going to be basically a full day, 3-year curriculum. As long as we can find incentive and motivation for people to train and breed and export horses, then China has all the requirements to become a country that has tons of polo trainers and domestic horses, right? We have Xinjiang, we have Inner Mongolia with tons and tons of people, tons and tons of land, tons and tons of horses. So it's going to be, this is how we're going to, slowly promote polo.
There's a lot to do, and always good to get started. And you are getting started. And I have to say that I admire your passion for the sport and for the future of polo in China. Thank you very much, Justin.
Yes, thank you very much. It is my utmost pleasure to be interviewed by you guys.
Cool. See you. Thank you.
Justin shared many of his thoughts with us during the interview. However, due to the time limit, we only pick up the key messages here, but we can feel his passion for polo.
For sure, all the best for him and his company, JJ Polo International. And that's all we have today. Guys, don't forget our monthly webinar China Horse Business Live scheduled on October 11 from 9 to 10 a.m. CEST.
In the webinar, you can introduce your business and deliver key messages to China, and it might be the best occasion for you to connect your business with our Chinese audience, like Justin Jiang and many others.
We have only 4 to 5 speech slots for each webinar. If you want to speak on the webinar, you should subscribe to our business pass on our website, www.wonder-horse.com/podcast.
Hurry up and secure your spot for the next China Horse Business Live.
All right, Jojo, see you on next Monday.
Cool, have a nice week ahead.
Thank you, you too. This podcast is co-hosted by Zoe King and Jojo Wang, powered by Wonder Horse, a business solution provider focusing on Chinese equine market and a bespoke equine community in China.
In addition to this weekly podcast, we launch a monthly webinar called China Horse Business Live. The objective is to connect international stakeholders with Chinese decision makers. 4 to 5 speakers will introduce their activity, products, surveys, and any other topics related to the equine industry within 10 minutes in English. This webinar is open to all Chinese audience, especially targeting equestrian clubs owner, professionals, rider, officials, and suppliers.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to introduce your brand, products, and services to real Chinese audience and interact with them. You may find your partner, distributor, or clients in these webinars.
If you are interested in making a speech in the webinar, please subscribe to our annual package, Business Pass, which will allow you to speak once per semester in the webinar, along with many other premium benefits.
A lower-cost annual package, Connect Plus, is also available with some useful benefits. Please check them out on our website, www.wonder-horse.com/podcast, and in the show note of this podcast.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can subscribe it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any podcast channel by searching the name of our program, China Horse Business.
We are also looking forward to meeting you in China Horse Business Live, a monthly webinar connecting international stakeholders with Chinese decision makers.
Please feel free to leave us comments and recommend our program to your friends and colleagues.
Spare the world and stay tuned.